Friends, Wednesday, 27th October 2021, and those of you who were disappointed that you didn't get the IPO chances in the previous cases, today you have plenty of them, plenty and plenty, and IPO frenzy has started. As much you like, as much you can take. And yesterday it was Nykaa from Falguni Nayar, and it's a great chance that it will be opening tomorrow. It will be opening tomorrow by 10. So everybody can make all arrangements even in the last hours and get yourself ready with full paid capacity in paid shape, so that you can be allotted the shares in the IPO. So apart from Nykaa, we have 1 SJS, Policy Bazaar, and Texmaco Rail and Engineering. The SJS Enterprises coming up with the initial public offer up to initial public offer. Bid opens on Monday, November 1st and closes on Wednesday, November 3rd. Bid offer opens on Monday, November 1st, 2021. Bid offer closes on Wednesday, November 2021. These are the book builders and other merchant bankers, Axis Bank, Edelweiss, IIFL, Link, and so on. So this Policy Bazaar also opens on 1st November and closes on 3rd November. So these two are the initial public offers, that is IPOs. The third one, which we see from Texmaco Rail and Engineering Company, notice to eligible equity shareholders of our company. See the difference here. Issue opens on Monday, November 1st, 2021. So length of time is not, it is more here. Last date for on-market renunciations, Monday, November 3rd, 2021. Issue closes on Monday, November 15th, 2021. So this is for the eligible equity shareholders of the company to renunciate and do. This is the total thing. We are coming out with so many IPO publications, IPO advertisements soon, and the whole this week, and we will be having so many. So you prepare for that and get ready, you have a great time. And the news is also like this. Bombay High Court respite for G in row with the Invesco. So Bombay High Court gives a relief to the G in its fight with the Invesco. What it says? HC backs G on Invesco demand. So now the High Court is backing in G. No need to conduct emergency general body meeting soon or in the near future. They have gained time. Arcelor Nippon JV plans rupees 1 trillion infusion to grow operations. This is given on page 1. And there is a great advertisement of Paytm. Paytm now, pay later. These are the utilities you are getting. Now use Paytm postpaid for everyday expenses, groceries, fuel, bill payments, mobile and DTH recharge, neighborhood shops, online shopping, rent, flight tickets, train tickets, hotel bookings and many more. So take care of your credit score and get enrolled and have a occasion to use them, because every time it may be inconvenient. At least sometimes you can be able to use them for your advantage. Also to be a lifestyle of paying things using the benefit that we receive from the apps and the companies and fintech companies. Relief for G. High Court restrains Invesco from calling EGM. What a great relief, you understand. High Court restrains Invesco from calling EGM, the order. And I see, I'll read at least 1 or 2 here. Removal of G CEO and MD Puneet Goenka to result in managerial void, as Invesco has not proposed a replacement. Not correct to say that the board should rubber stamp every requisition. If the resolutions are passed, it would be potentially non-compliant and severely damaging. See, once this is the cup and saucer method, some items are, the tea is hot in the cup, but when it is poured into a saucer, the same tea almost immediately gets to the compatible, palatable heat. So when a bill is passed hurriedly in Parliament, that is Lok Sabha, the bill is sent to Rajya Sabha for reconsidering and considering without a hurry. So things will be slowly seen and they bring out the special necessity and meaning of it. So also, in the very first place, in the hurry, they couldn't see that there would be a managerial void if the Goenka is put out. Court says there is a fundamental flaw in Invesco's construct. Court says there is a fundamental flaw in Invesco's construct. Lack of quorum. G cancels board meet. Somehow this Invesco wanted to take over this business from G. They made so many things, and I think now a good decision has come from the court. We can just read a small sentence here. The court also said that there was a fundamental flaw in Invesco's construct. It assumes that resolutions at an EGM requisitioned by the shareholders are somehow special or more sacrosanct than the resolutions proposed by the board itself. There is no warrant for this. Continued on page 4. There is no warrant for that. Nothing is warranting the immediate holding of the meeting. So we also go to page 4 and understand what the court is telling. Page 4. What is the court telling here? It's always difficult to find it here. restrains Invesco from calling EGM. It added, if the board cannot propose resolutions that are infirm or ineffective, neither can the shareholders. So you have a great understanding from this sentence. It added, if the board cannot propose resolutions that are infirm or ineffective, neither can shareholders. Have a slow study on that. On the requisition for the booster of G Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director Puneet Goenka, the court said Invesco has not proposed a replacement and this puts G into a statutory black hole. Statutory black hole. I do not see how Goenka can be removed at all, leaving a managerial void only to be leaving a managerial void only to be possibly later filled. His removal causes an immediate vacancy. So somebody is in a hurry to push him off, but the court rightly said that the void cannot be so easily done. That's a great news today. And we can see some more news. Facebook invests billions in metaverse efforts as ad business faces uncertainty. Successor to mobile internet. Facebook invests billions in metaverse efforts as businesses face uncertainty. Investment in Facebook Reality Labs to reduce overall operating profit of company in 2021 by approximately $10 billion. Facebook said on Monday it will start publishing the financial results of its augmented and virtual reality labs as a separate unit, where it is investing billions in its ambitions to build the metaverse. And as it reported that its main advertising business faces significant uncertainty. This is a great sentence. So what is metaverse? So metaverse, it is investing in metaverse. So this is one news. And again we go to some other small news from this also. ArcelorMittal to invest rupees 1 trillion in India over 10 years. AMNS India to diversify into renewable energy including solar and hybrid power. So growing footprint. See here Dilip Women Chief Executive AMNS India. We are investing upwards of rupees 50,000 crore in Hazira and a similar figure in Odisha. These will support India's ambition of growing steel making capacity to 300 million tons, metric tons. 300 metric tons. So this is some other news also here. It's a great news. You get it to it. IPO fund cap to hit HNI subscriptions. HNI subscriptions. This is also very, very important news. The cap has been fixed and it has hit on HNI subscriptions. A recent Reserve Bank of India RBI decision to cap non-bank Finance initial public offerings IPO is likely to hit the subscriptions in the high net worth individual HNI segment through industry. Though industry experts said the measure wouldn't significantly impact overall IPO liquidity. Many wealthy individuals borrow from non-banking financial companies to make IPO applications seeking quick listing gains. RBI on Friday said that NBCs could lend a maximum of rupees 1 crore to finance such subscriptions, adding these lenders are free to fix more conservative limits. Yesterday this was a news, and again I think this has come again. It is hitting many individuals, and the same news is again given on page 6. Page 6 to elaborate it, we will also read that. Page 6 to elaborate it. On page 6, this is a very great, wonderful news. RBI cap on funding to hit HNI subscriptions. According to primary market tracker Prime database, HNIs have applied for shares worth rupees 4.46 trillion in IPOs in financial year 22 so far, compared to 5.11 trillion worth of IPOs bids in the financial year 21. Since July, most IPOs have seen the HNI segment subscribed more than 100 times. For instance, HNI segment of Paras Defense and Space Technologies attracted bids for shares worth 24,460.98 for a mere 170.78 crore IPO, with the segment subscribed 954.88 times. Similarly, Tattva Chintan Pharma Chemicals rupees 500 crore IPO saw HNIs bid for 37,733 crore, subscribed 503 times. This has got the attention of SEBI, and they put a cap of 1 crore, which is hitting HNIs. So, the interest rate, however, some market participants are not ruling out the possibility of investors raising funds from several NBFCs to invest in IPOs, but this is easier said than done, as investors need to complete documentation and build relationships with NBFCs. The Indian IPO markets has soared due to abundant liquidity. Analysts feel several new economy and technology driven IPOs in the next quarter are likely to keep investors busy as equity indices remain all-time highs. So that's a great news. And to elaborate this G news, it is again a clear picture here. High Court backs G on Invesco demand. NCLT will on Wednesday hear if G should be ordered to convene investors meet. The decision is a huge win for all stakeholders of the company, said a spokesperson for G. An email sent to Invesco seeking comment went unanswered. For now, the verdict gives G time, which is essential in its fight against Invesco, which owns 17.88 shares. First, Invesco would have ideally liked the EGM to be held before 31st December because its recommendations of removing Goenka and appointing 6 directors would have needed approval from 50% of the shareholders. Starting on 1st January, director appointments and removals require approval from 75% shareholders. Delays in deciding whether the EGM needs to be called will give G additional time to complete the due diligence. Due diligence is a very, very essential process for its proposed transaction with Sony Pictures Networks India Limited and seek shareholders' approval. Chandra is betting that shareholders will favor its merger proposals over Invesco's demands. G and Sony plan to complete inspection of books and assets as part of the proposed merger by the end of November. 3 weeks ahead, the 90-day deadline set by the two broadcasters, Mint reported Tuesday. The ongoing feud started when Invesco asked G to hold an EGM in its letter dated September 11th, as it was unhappy with how the company was run. Subsequently, G and Sony agreed to sign a non-binding agreement to merge, under which Sony will invest $1.6 billion and take a 53% stake in the merged entity. So that is, friends, a thing seen inevitable today may become a reality tomorrow. Yesterday, till these 2 weeks, it was appearing that EGM was almost inevitable. But today, EGM is brushed off, and G is finding time, and things may change. So the boardroom battles are things of very great interest, and also great headache, also great insult and favor. So one needs to be very patient and complete, as he says, the due diligence in the word. Please understand, they should complete the due diligence. Yesterday also we said the actors, before giving the advertisements, first see whether the claim which they are supporting is favorable and good for public good. If it is not for public good, the actor also will be responsible for not completely knowing and following the due diligence. So we should also understand what is due diligence, which is a great subject for companies and company secretaries. With this, friends, I am Dayaratnam Singamala and signing off. See you again. Tomorrow we have a great opening of Nykaa. All the best. Good day. Bye.